When my heart was a rock, I knew it was gold.
Someone could change it, like an alchemist of old.
You came along, gave my heart birth.
Now our love's more precious than anything on earth. Transformation, you're changing me with fire. Transformation, your flame is my desire. Transformation.
Yeah, I just love doing this. I just wish the photography club people weren't such slobs. This place is a mess.
I can see it already. My hair looks so weird.
Man, don't worry about it. Your hair's gonna be fine. All right. Check this out. This is the best part. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can actually see it starting to come out. No.
Oh, no.
What's happening?
Oh. There's dust on the negative. See those spots in the print? Mm-hmm. Oh, we're just gonna have to do another one.
No, come on. We have to do it later.
No, we have to do it now. This is important.
AJ, Billy and Lori are waiting for us.
I don't care. This is more...
Come on.
Okay. Billy and I are waiting for us. All right, so we're gonna have to go now. All right, so hurry up. Let's go.
AJ! AJ! AJ, wait!
And I don't know why you waste your time messing around with that computer. All the chips and stuff are lame. Man, give me a good old tube any day.
Oh. Sorry, Billy.
Oh, man. Oh.
You need some help with that?
No, I got it.
How much does one of those things cost, anyways?
Too much. Half a day's pay.
Well, you won't see that happen to one of these chips.
Well, your chips may last longer, but my tubes sound sweeter. Never yet heard a synthesizer that could sound like this.
Like what?
It's gotta warm up first. Like this. Kick and riff, Billy.
What's up? How did our new publicity shot come out?
Oh, have to make another print.
There was dust on the negative.
Oh.
What are you doing here? Brain surgery or what?
No, just putting in some new memory chips.
Oh, weird. You mean these little hunks of plastic and sand and wire have memories? Don't you guys think that's a little weird?
AJ, it's no weirder than the hunk of gray matter you're calling your brain having memories.
No, I mean really, what were its memories? Does it remember being a kid? Laying back on the beach with other grains of sand?
No, it doesn't remember anything. When the computer's turned off, instant amnesia. It loses its memory completely.
So, what can it do for us?
Well, when I hook up our synthesizers to the computer, we're going to have that big, bad sound we've been saying we want.
Well, at least I'm safe. I bet it can't play the drums.
Even drums.
No way.
It all began about 100 years ago in Thomas Edison's lab. While trying out their new light bulb, engineers stumbled across the first vacuum tube.
Ow!
What's that?
I don't know.
Over time, people discovered that vacuum tubes could be used as electronic switches and amplifiers. Is anyone out there? But vacuum tubes were big. Computers made with them took up entire large rooms.
And this is the laptop model.
Then came the transistor, cut from pieces of solid silicon. The transistor was smaller and faster than vacuum tubes. This got engineers thinking.
Hey, I got an idea.
Don't we all?
About new things they could make. But the new electronic machines would take thousands and thousands of transistors. What a headache.
Forget it.
The answer? Don't cut apart the individual transistors. All of the transistors and wiring could be integrated onto one very small piece of silicon, the integrated circuit.
Very, very small.
It was lightweight and even faster than the transistor. And it made it a lot easier to get a computer onto a lap and put an orchestra into a keyboard.
But let's play some real music here. You know, like human music.
Now check this out. You'll hear some real music.
Kickin' riffs, Lori.
Chill out. Give it a chance.
I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me.
But all we have to do to get a good gig is play good music. We don't need a computer to do it for us. Let's just get a real bass player.
Well, it doesn't play music for you. It just plays back the music that you play into it. And then some. This is gonna work.
I don't know.
I'm a computer architect, and by that, I'm responsible for defining the function of chips at a very high level. Chips like that one you're holding there.
But how can you design something this small?
Well, what we do, in order to make it's a big task. There's actually a tremendous number, about 1 million transistors right there. So what we do is we split the design up among a design team. And my job as an architect is pretty much the same that an architect does for a house. He defines what the rooms are, what the functions of those rooms are, how they're interconnected. Then, just like an architect doesn't actually build the house, there's a group of people that come behind that understand how to build the room. You know, how much strength should a wall have, how you run the wiring. And we basically have, on a project like this, a whole team of people who are doing exact analog of what you do when you build a house. They're the people who put up the walls, put down the floor plan, those sorts of things.
Great. Is that like a floor plan for, let's say, a computer chip right there?
Yeah, actually, this is a multiplier. This particular block has the ability to perform on the order of tens of millions of multiplications per second. Now, actually, in this multiplier itself, there are thousands of transistors. What we have to do, we can't go in and just put every transistor down by hand. Instead, what we'll do, and I'll show you, I'll zoom in on a portion of it here. And we'll go in, we're going to just take a small area. And what you can kind of see as it rolls it out, you're getting the same module repeated over and over and over again. You could almost consider those modules to be kind of like the bricks in a house or the tiles on a floor. Okay, what we do is we design one brick for this multiplier.
You eventually pile them up
that's right,
on top of each other.
Yeah, basically,
that's
right, what we call step and repeat. Okay, we do that over and over again. And what we can do, take it and zoom it down at the lowest level. And you can see the patterns here. Now what these actually correspond to, you have little strips of metal that are running around connecting everything together.
Kind of like a thin metal roadway for electricity, right?
That's exactly right. And that's what we're doing. And what you have in these different regions are basically transistors. They're acting like little tiny switches. And by sending signals in there, we turn those switches on and off. And that's how basically the multiplier works.
All right, I need to ask you something. Now, you're a little older than me, but yet you're still playing with Legos. Like, why? Why are you playing with toys?
Yeah, that's a good question. A long time ago, other than because it's fun, I guess, we had a really important problem. Our chips are targeted at doing computations at real high speed. It turns out there's a class of problems that people are trying to do, things like predicting what the weather's going to be. In order to do that, you need a tremendous amount of computation. It's more than we could put in a chip. So the question for us was, how could we go off and give people a chip that would let them build systems of any level of performance? So we came up with the idea of just like you can take a building block and click them together, a couple of Legos in this case. You can start out with a simple Lego, and there's a real simple way to hook them together. Okay, it's not hard to learn. They all work the same way.
Each piece is interlocking and made to go into each other.
That's right.
Yet made separately.
Yeah, and that's right. The most recent chips that we've done really act like Legos. They have a standard way to hook them up. It's very easy for people to do, and as a result, they can start building more complex things out of this. With this new chip, people can now build these really incredibly powerful systems by just putting more computers together, and then it's the software that determines what the chip does. Now, usually when we're working on these chips, we work on them on these CAD terminals, just like we're showing here.
Right.
But every once in a while, we'll go out and we'll blow up at a larger scale, do a plot so we can see all the logic in the chip. And you can kind of see the building blocks that comprise the logic, in this case, that make up the multiplier.
So these little things have logic, and those like they think like people or something.
No, not really like people. What we've and not in that sense. The logic is composed of very simple switches that switch at very high rates. That's what lets it do on the order of 20 to 25 million multiplications a second.
25. Man, this little thing. So it's like you ask it a question, and depending on whether it answers yes or no, you go through and ask it a lot of easy, fast questions. And depending on the answer, you get the answer to a harder, larger question.
That's exactly right.
All right, I think I've got a good handle on this and how the process works, but that big chart over there and all this information, you blew it up into this big size, but how do you get all of that information and technology onto this small little piece of silicon here? I can't imagine how that's done.
Well, let's try. Imagine that you're getting as small as an electrical wire on an IC.
All right, AJ, get small. Get small. How small would I have to get?
Less than 1 micron.
How small is that?
Well, a micron is just 1/1,000,000th of a meter. A meter is just over a yard.
Incredible. I'm making good friends with a fly right now. Am I small enough?
No.
Wow.
Now you're standing on an IC. It's about 1/100th of a meter on each side. You still have a long way to go.
A log. What's this?
That's a human hair.
I can't imagine an electrical wire smaller than a human hair, so this must be it!
Keep imagining. A micron is 100 times smaller than even one of your hairs.
Oh, no way.
Well, you're getting into it so much. Why don't you imagine shrinking a little more, and you could see a silicon atom.
You can see a single atom?
If you look hard enough.
I'm there.
You're standing on the atoms of silicon that make up the base of the IC.
Looks like a tile floor.
Well, kind of. What you're noticing is how regular the atoms are spaced. That's because this is a crystal of silicon. Now, in a crystal, the arrangement of atoms is a regular pattern. Let's look at the chip again.
All right, this is the IC. Okay, these are the wires and these are the transistors. Cool!
Just imagine what a piece of dust would look like at this size.
Ray, it's getting kind of dark down here, like a cloud passing over. Is that a piece of dust? Oh, it's huge. Ray, I think it's gonna crush me. AJ, get big!
Ray, man, that piece of dust almost killed me.
Well, if you wouldn't have been careful, it could have. Now look, here's the problem. I think you got a good idea of it now. When we have to build components that are that small, where even something the size of a piece of dust or a human hair could destroy the circuit, you know, where would you build something like that?
I don't know, in a small, clean environment type room. People definitely have to take their shoes off before they go in or something, you know, like wipe their hands.
Yeah, well, that's right, and that's what we're going to go take a look at. There's probably two things that, more than anything else, that really motivate me. First, I've got the opportunity to work with some of the really bright, talented, dedicated people. You know, the types of chips that we're doing, that no one person can do it. It's definitely a team effort. The other thing that is just really key to me is that we've got some great technology, and we're right on the front. So it's like a big game. You know, trying to see who can be the best, who can stay out there. So the competition and the feeling of accomplishment that you're staying on the lead, and we literally are. You know, putting together technology is going to shape the future.
That's great.
Yeah.
Being in a band myself, we're always trying to look for new music and trying to get that right sound. And it seems like with the computer chips, you're always on the cutting edge of what you want to do and how to get the best results out of your product.
Well, just like in a band, the same thing in this kind of an industry. Innovation is really key. Being creative, working together as a team, that's all key.
Raymond, what are these for?
Well, these are going to be what'll help keep the dust on our bodies, what little there is. They'll also give us a certain amount of protection as we go through the clean room in case something spills, which it shouldn't, but in this case it's a lot better to be safe than sorry.
All right, man, let's go.
Well, AJ, now that we're all set, we've got our hoods on, we've got our goggles on, we'll go to the next step. It's time to wash our hands.
All right, exactly how clean is this place?
Well, a facility like this, the clean room, we get all set up, and it is on the order of 10,000 times cleaner than any hospital or surgical room.
Woo! Man, I thought my mom was a stickler about cleanliness.
Well, it's really important that we keep these rooms clean because what we're doing, one step in the manufacturing process is basically a photographic step, where we take what's really like a negative and expose a wafer. Okay, so we gotta basically keep the negative clean.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm into photography myself. When you've got the negative, a piece of dust goes on that negative. That's it, man.
Yeah, and the same thing would happen here. If a piece of dust, anything on the order of a millionth of a micron or a millionth of a meter got onto that wafer, it could destroy the whole wafer, and we just have to throw it away, and that would be the end of that.
Did you get that vase? I think so. Yeah, there it is. All right. Why don't we put those arpeggios back in? What do you think?
You know, I wish we could have some horns in there. I really like some horns. Do you have horns?
We got horns.
Ooh.
Okay, add some more drums.
Hey, wait a minute. You guys trying to replace me or something?
No, enhance you.
Enhance? Me?
Let's not go overboard here, okay?
Okay. Let's hear it now.